Hey, this is Miss Kurzel, and we're going to look at a problem that normally you could use algebra to solve, but we're going to use bar modeling instead. So here we go. The ratio of Anastasia's comic books to Billy's comic books was 3 to 5. I'm going to underline that. I think I'm going to need that later. After Anastasia's cousin gave her 21 more comic books, she had twice as many comic books as Billy. That's new. How many comic books did Anastasia have initially? Well, I see that there's some changing here. So I'm going to start with what's going on first, and then we're going to take a look at what happened after Anastasia's cousin gave her those books. It said here that the ratio of Anastasia's comic books to Billy's comic books was 3 to 5. Well, I can model that ratio by creating a bar for Anastasia. First I'll do the bar, and then I don't want to forget to label it. So we're going to label that A for Anastasia. Now the ratio of her number of books to Billy's books was 3 to 5. Now keep in mind, we don't know how many books she had to start with, or in fact, how many books Billy had. In fact, that's what we want to know. We want to figure out how many books Anastasia had initially. So I'm going to highlight these 3 units and put a question mark, because that's really what we want to know. But the key to figuring that out is actually going back to the problem and seeing if we can work with the other information given. It said, after Anastasia's cousin gave her 21 more comic books, she had twice as many comic books as Billy. Well, let's think about it like this. Billy, we see, has 5 units, and in order for us to show that Anastasia has twice as many, that's the key thing here, we need to make sure that the ratio of what Anastasia has to what Billy has is 2 to 1. So I'm actually going to extend Anastasia's bar. So it looks like the ratio, the total amount that Anastasia has is twice as much as what Billy has. But we don't really have that working out. Billy already is showing that he has 5 units. So that means in order for Anastasia to have twice as many, she needs to have 10 units. We already divided up 3 of them, so I'm going to fill in 2 more to make her even with Billy. And then the rest of this space will divide up into 5 more units, so that it looks like she has a total of 10 units to Billy's 5. Now think about that. Is 10 units to 5 units the same thing as having twice as many, or a ratio of 2 to 1? It is. Those are proportional ratios. All right, so, well, we know something special about what we added in purple here. We know that the amount that Anastasia gained in comic books is equal to 21. So that's pretty cool, because it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units. So if 7 of her unit bars are equal to 21 comic books, then we can divide both sides by 7, and we know that 1 unit is equal to 3 comics. Cool. Now, I'm not quite done yet, because I got to answer my question. It says, how many comic books did Anastasia have initially? Well, initially Anastasia had 3 units. So if I take 3 units and I multiply by 3, I should get 9. Each of these units represents 3 comic books, which makes Anastasia's original amount equal to 9 comics. And we're done.